Hello everyone, I'm Rezon Chaudhry here. I'm working as IB PYP teacher in Bangladesh. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Archana Mehra. She's going to join from India. She is going to join very soon. She has some network issue. I hope all of you are going to wait for a few more minutes. She's a PYP coordinator in school in Mumbai. She is going to talk about four pillars, the four essential pillars for inquiry. So we are going to learn some strategies, some differentiation tasks from our guest speaker. Let's see. I hope you're going to join very soon. You just need to wait a few more minutes. Thank you. If you have any questions regarding the concept topic of the of today's session, you can write it here. I can see many of you have already started commenting here, so I'm going to read aloud. Yasin Khan said, "Hi everyone, thank you for joining here." Then I can see uh, Rafat said, "Hello everyone, Asima Rafat from Kingston College, Lahore, Pakistan here. Thank you for joining here." Then I can see some SA wrote, "Hello everyone." Then I can see Hamra Rahman said, "Greetings from Pakistan." Thank you so much. I can see Khan Jahan said, "Will I get a certificate of participation?" No, actually, but if you join here as a speaker, then you're going to get a certificate. But for participating on today's session, you're not going to get certificate, but you're going to learn a lot of things, right? And we'll have a link where you can fill up the Google form and you can join as a speaker in future. um, Kha Jahan said, "Please make a video session on what IV courses are useful for working international." Yeah, you just need to keep in tune in our YouTube channel. We'll have a lot of sessions on IV tactics, IV essential elements. So I hope you're going to learn a lot of things. Okay, thank you for joining in today's session. If you have any more questions, you can write it here in between. Our guest speaker going to join very soon. She has some network issues. Dear participants, you can write in the comment box from where you are watching us. And if you have any plan to be a speaker in this YouTube channel, you are most welcome. Please write that you have interest and what topic you want to talk about. You can write as well what topic you are most interested to talk about in this channel. hello, Ritu Mehra. Thank you so much for joining. We could connect with our speaker, and she's joining very soon. She just shared her slides. I'm going to share the screen, and all of you will be able to see the screen. Um, Kaz Jahan said, "Hey, I'm from Bombay, India. Love all of your session. I'm new to IB. Just 1 month back, I have joined in an IB school. I have done my master's in physics and I'm planning to pursue MA. Will it be helpful?" Yeah, thank you so much for your feedback. And welcome to IB World. Is the most prestigious and most beautiful curriculum in the world. I hope you're going to enjoy for conducting the classes in your school. Thank you. Uh, Hamda Rahman said, "Will I be able to see a recorded session afterwards?" Yes. You just need to subscribe it, and after a few minutes, or even after 1 day, you can, of course, you can see uh, the recorded session in the YouTube channel and the same channel. Thanks, sir, for the valuable session for professional development. Thank you. Are most welcome. Thank you. Be touch with us. I hope if you go through all the videos, you're going to learn a lot of things from different guest speakers from all around the world. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mrs. Anwar said, "Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nazora Anwar from Pakistan. Thank you, Miss, for joining here. Um, Thank you, Wasim Khan." Hello.
No,
Hello. Good
finally,
evening.
good evening. Finally, I tried to get into this. Sorry for the
No
internet glitch.
problem. No problem. No problem. We can understand. It happens. No problem. So, can we start the session?
Yes.
Okay,
First
great.
of all, I would like
Hello.
to thank you
Yes.
for
Should
the
I share the
patience.
screen or you can share the screen?
I guess it would be better if you share.
Okay, no problem. No issue. So, I'm going to share the screen. Hello,
Thank you.
everyone. I'm Rezwan Choudhury here, and today we have a guest speaker. Her name is Archana Mehra, and she is a PYP coordinator in Mumbai. And we are very happy to see her in our YouTube channel. And you are welcome, Miss. And she's going to talk about the four essential pillars for inquiry. So we are going to learn a lot of strategies. We are going to learn about differentiation learning in the classroom. So I'm not going to waste any more time, and I'm going to give the floor to her. So I'm going to share the screen. Miss, just tell me if you can see the screen.
Uh, it's visible. Yes. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay, without wasting a single minute, because already because of the technical glitches, I was unable to enter the studio on time. Sorry for that. Thank you for waiting, and thank you everyone for calling me here to present this session. So, the topic of the session is the four pillars of inquiry. It will definitely, we will look into how to engage our learners, how will they explore, and how to get connected with them so that these pillars of inquiry will be helpful to us. Could you please change? Before we start, understanding these pillars of inquiry, it is very much important for us to know, have a common understanding of what exactly inquiry is. So inquiry is a dynamic process. It may differ from person to person, students to student, teacher to teacher, and it is a open to wonderings. Okay, inquiry is an open door to wonderings and puzzlements and coming to know and understanding the world. So it totally depends upon what you are going to inquire about. Yeah. So, with this understanding of what inquiry is, before we step into understanding what are the four important pillars of inquiry, it is very important for us to understand the inquiry process from where it starts and from where to where it will lead. So, as you can see this image, the very first part of inquiry process, the very first step of inquiry process is the four pillar which we are going to deal today, and then it leads to essential questions, proposal and planning, exploring and researching, connecting to the learning evidences, and then we lead to create authentic piece. Later, whatever inquiry process happens, it depends upon the student and the learner to display his understanding to the community. Keeping this in mind, it is very important for us to keep the start with the end in the mind. Okay, so to keep the start focused, we need to know where our destination is, where do we want to reach, and to maintain a balance between teacher and student. So how much in the contribution of teacher is going to be in the inquiry process, and how much is the contribution of student. Keeping all these things in mind, we will progress to slide number 5, if possible, Rizwan. I've already shared this, the inquiry process. Yeah. Keeping the start in end in mind, we will, next slide, please. Yeah. We will look into these four pillars of inquiry. It starts with exploration of passion. With exploration of passion, we mean, could you please change the slide? So students' performance are always more meaningful and personally fulfilling when rooted with all these four or one of these four pillars. The very first component is to ignite the curiosity, to help them understand the provocation, make connection with the provocation, and we are better able to meet the needs of our students with whom we collaborate. with whom we connect, with whom we resonate. Okay. So encourage student to spend time developing and completing an inquiry in each of these four pillars. It is very much important. First, you start with provocations. Provocations could be through videos, case studies, images, some um, examples from the real life, something which they are passionate about. Once they are passionate about, the learning is going to be much more easier, much more uh, meaningful for the learner. So exploring the passion is the very first pillar of inquiry. To explore the passion, when how to explore the passion when you have designed the POI. We understand we have different types of inquiry, but once a POI is ready and we start with our unit of inquiry, it is very much important to give the ownership to the students as well. But once the POI is ready, where is the scope to give the students the ownership? The scope would be within the unit of inquiry, under the theme, whatever issues are you going to inquire about, have an open mind to give the opportunity for the students to think about what exactly they are passionate. Could you please change the slide, Rizwan? Thank you. What are they passionate about? Because the mind of a learner is very open. He is ready to learn. He is curious to learn. As you can see in the sketch note, the mind is always open, so it is in the hand of the teacher how he or she is going to design the learning path along with the learner. So when you develop that passion and take the students into consideration while you are digging deep into the inquiry, so beginning the inquiry from a place of passion allows students to connect with something they have previously fostered or nurtured, and they will be staying committed to it, and they will understand why and how this inquiry is going to benefit them in their real life or in future. How would we do that? What would be the prompts to exactly ignite the passion in them? Ask them in your teaching learning process, ask them what are they passionate about. This is again boiling down to building relationships with them. Once you know what is the learner passionate about, what do they naturally do well, how do they do well, what would they do if they knew they wouldn't fail or nobody is going to judge them, or if they have a spare time in their life, what exactly they are passionate to look into, do into things, whom do they look up to, who are their mentors, how would they if ever they lost the track of doing something in their real life, what would that be? And in what way do you love helping people others? These questions, if you tap on, if you have time to deal with the students, to spend time to understanding them, understanding your learners, it will again help you to design an inquiry which about which they are going to be passionate. uh, when you see to the next slide, please.
Yes, sure.
So, apart from this, sit together in your teams, design the learning questions, design the questions which you want to ask to connect to your kids. What are the questions you will need, that how your learner learns, what is he passionate about, what he is actually connected to the real world. All this backward designing of your classroom or learners, if you are aware of it, would be very easy to bring it loop into the inquiry process. If you are not sure about what you're passionate what the learners are passionate about, how well do they learn, what exactly do they want to inquire about, then your inquiry is going to be a standalone which you have designed in your POI, and it will make very less meaning for the learners to get engaged into your inquiry process. So designing, knowing students, knowing your learners, what are they passionate about, is very much important. Also, it is very much important as a learner to understand that what is passion, what exactly the passion is going to look like for a learner in grade 1, how it is going to be different from a learner who is in grade 4, 5, or a EYP students. So passions are great, but we really don't know in reality before we dig deep into, as elders also, what exactly I'm passionate about. We need to uh, bump into what we really want to understand. We have to explore, we have to fail, we have to try, and then we will understand exactly what we are passionate about. So when you spend a quality time initially, at the start of your learning process, and you understand that these are the things my learners might be passionate about, it will be very easy for you to give them the agency while you are dealing with the teaching learning process. So this is what first uh, pillar of inquiry process, which is very much important, to explore the passion. Exploring as a learner what I am passionate about, why I'm passionate about a certain thing, and exploring as an educator what my class students are passionate about. And then again connecting it to your POI, checking where are the scope to fit in their passions. Okay, it's very much important. This will make the inquiry process meaningful. When you go to the next slide, once you know the passion, or once you know how to develop the passion among your learners, it is very much important, the next step, to understand and set goals. uh, Rizwan, I guess you'll have to change the slide. Slide number 11, please. The next slide. Thank you. So after we know that our learners are passionate about these things, it is very much important for us at the initial stage of your teaching learning process, initial years, to design the goals with them. The goals should be measurable, motivational, student supportive. Okay, you should be able to support their goals, and it should be achievable. It should have a vision which should be linked to the student's passion. So it's very much important in your teaching learning at the start of the year to have these question prompts in your classrooms. For example, where do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? So exactly where do you see yourself, what you want to be? This is again setting a goal, not only the SMART goals which we actually do subject area wise, but also to understand exactly what my child or what my learners want to be. And then boiling down, backward designing again here, what steps should you take now to ensure the future you see yourself really to be that? So once they understand that I want to be a educator, I want to be a IT engineer, coming back, what are the skills they need to develop at this stage so that they will be able to achieve these goals? So when you link these things, when you link their passion, when you link their goals to the real life in future what they are going to be, they'll it will be more realistic, they'll be more interested in. You don't have to boost their their requirements, but they'll be automatically inclined to achieve it. So again, coming back to setting goals, not only subject area goals, sometimes it's very much important to step out and understand where my child needs to be, what he wants to achieve, what he wants to be in future, and then again connecting it to the passion. Yeah, could you go to the next? The reason I've chosen this four pillars of inquiry today is because we all have just started. We all are just dwelling deep into the starting weeks of our school or starting months of our school. So it's very much important at the start, if you know what exactly your learners are passionate about, how to set goals, why to set goals, what kind of goals will help them and make them passionate about learning, will help you in the entire smooth functioning of the year. So when we come to the third pillar, it talks about dwelling into the curiosity. Coming back to the first slide, when I was discussing about the provocations, different types of provocations, you can use them to build the curiosity. And now it's very much important for them to dwell deep into the curiosity, which will allow them to explore the topic they are passionate about. They will always wonder about, but they never had the chance in the limited time frame. So when you ask them what are you passionate about, when you ask them to set the goals keeping in mind what they want to be, it is very much important for you to remove some time in your entire teaching and learning framework to give them opportunity to dwell deep into their curiosity. It is also a good idea to maintain a personal curiosity journal if possible. And these journals, they should be free to write all those questions which they ponder into their minds, which could be beyond your teaching learning process. In while you are discussing something, it could be that way, but it is very much important to give them some what if questions if possible, give them the opportunity to maintain their curiosity journal. uh, I guess you'll have to change the slide, please. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, that dwelling deep into your curiosity, it will help the learners to connect with what exactly they are passionate about, and to inquire it about those things which they never got time in real life to find out. Can you please change it? So, what if question plays a very important role. If you now and then ask the students about what if this wasn't there? What if you were unable to be what you want to be? Then what? Or if you could go back in time and if you want to change something, it could be related to anything. If from the grade they might have come, if they want to change something in the past, from the past years teaching learning experience, they want to change something in the POI, they want to change something in themselves, they want to change something in school. These things will make you more understand their what are they passionate about, what are they thinking about, what they want. And this will give them a start of students agency. They will understand that maybe their thoughts will also be taken into consideration. And setting those kind of questions, setting those kind of provocations will help you give them scope to think further, rather than just giving them a set of concepts to explore. Could you please change? Yeah. Not only just the what if kind of questions, if you bring the real stories, real life examples of those people who actually were successful to, who went behind their passion, who were successful when they actually dig deep into what they were curious about, some YouTube clippings, the TEDx videos, some documentaries, even a ex student inquiry journey. Maybe your ex student was curious to know about something, and when you show them this is how he went through the inquiry journey, to him it will definitely he will understand the connection, he will have that oneness feeling. If he can do, even I can. Some non-fiction writing, all these things will help them to see exactly if they are curious about something, where the curiosity will take them in future, or should they be curious about something or no. So this is going to definitely help them with that. So it's very important as a educator to give them the scope to understand themselves as a learner. So all these four pillars basically is understandings of self reflection. For a teacher, she will understand the entire class. For a learner, he will understand how well he learns, what he is passionate about, what are the things he should be uh, exploring in his real life, why he should be exploring that. What if he did not do that, or what if something changes in the real future? So all this will boil down again back to the ATLs, that is approaches to learning, the skills. When you see this, when the kids will start doing this, you will see that different skills will fall into place. Different skills, their prior knowledge, students' motivation, depth of understanding a particular concept, connection with the real world, students' agency, everything will fall in place when all these four pillars are taken care of. Before designing your POI, before starting your teaching learning process, it's very much important again to know your learners, to understand what best can serve your inquiry process in the class. The last pillar, which focuses on giving them, could you please change the slide one more time? Yeah. It talks about the challenges. It is very much important to challenge your learner in the class, or when he is saying that I'm passionate about this and this is the way I want to look into, this is the blueprint of my inquiry journey, this is what I'm going to do. Add something challenging task, understand after understanding the level of your learner. Always a new learning will have a spark of, oh, I did not notice this, maybe I need to do something some other way to get through this. The challenge could be asking them to learn any new language. The challenge could be researching about any social, global, uh, universal, or any school related issues. When you give them that thought, maybe the students would want to have a genuine impact on others. They would want to prove that, yes, if I've accepted the challenge and I'm good to go, if we can bridge the gap between the school and the real life, amazing things will happen. This is only possible, this is only going to be possible when you take care of the four pillars of inquiry, and how best you can fit these four pillars of inquiry into your unit of inquiry. When you start your unit, maybe your unit is about migration. Check why a learner should be passionate about. What is he going to, how is he going to benefit from learning this? Not only as a team to sit and discuss that, it is very much important to sit with your learners and think how best you can serve them, taking them into consideration, giving them the students' agency, designing, co designing the learning path with them. For example, if you're doing a particular unit, at the start of the unit, sit with them, explore the theme, ask them under this theme what are the different issues fall, which issues are they passionate about, and it is always okay to tweak as per the need of your class, because inquiry will differ. It cannot remain same year after year. It has to be different with different set of learners when you have in your class. So if it might be you have decided 4 to 5 issues to be explored under a particular theme, and your class maybe this year needs are passionate to learn about something else under the same theme, give them a particular blog, give them the opportunity to look into it, sit with them, discuss what makes them passionate about this, how is the inquiry into this going to benefit the world, going to benefit them, going to benefit the near society, locally or globally. Why should everybody dig deep into what they are passionate about? If they are passionate about a particular issue in under a theme, what goals do they want to set? If they want to inquire, research about it, what are the elements they should be in place, what are the skills they need to develop? It's very much important to dig into that. If they need a support from a mentor, who is going to be their mentor? Who is going to help them? Is the mentor going to guide them totally? Is the mentor going to supply them with the resource, or in what way they need the mentoring from the mentor? Not only just giving them the scope during the exhibition year, it is very much important each and every grade give them the exposure of independent inquiry. This is only
Mm.
possible when you know your learners. Once you know your learners, once you know what they're passionate about, once you know the way they set their goals, once you develop their curiosity, and once you give them the challenging uh, provocations, challenging tasks to further, dig deep further, I'm sure the spark of inquiry, you won't be struggling. You won't then think about what strategy should I use to bring differentiation. Already differentiation would be in place when you look your each and every unit through this um, lens of these four pillars. If Because each learner's passion is going to be different, so differentiation will already be in place, taken care of, because maybe every learner is not going to be passionate about the same issue, not going to be passionate about the same way he or she learns. Every learner's goal may differ from each other. Depending upon what they goal they have set, what kind of support the learner would need will also differ. Then you have to plan your process accordingly, then you will have to plan your path accordingly. Some may need more support, some may need less. So again, the differentiation is going to uh, fall in place when these pillars are taken care of. When you develop the curiosity and you give them the variety of provocations, you give them the keeping in mind their teaching learning style, you give them the way they want to express their learning, definitely differentiation will be in place. Different VTRs we all are aware of, but before you start using all that, it is very much important to look each and every unit through these four pillars of inquiry. Where is the scope in your unit of inquiry to challenge the learner? Or is that the learner is passionate about something, I'm going to provide the resources, he is going to research, he is going to use the entire inquiry cycle, and he is going to show some or the other action, and my learning is done. That is in reality not a unit of inquiry. There is no agency taking place. So if you look into the unit of each unit of inquiry through these four pillars, you will understand where is the scope to challenge. Does my unit of inquiry have a scope? If yes, what are those? How can I challenge my learners? What are the strategies I will use to challenge my learners? If I am challenging them, how will I assess their learning? So, once you decide all this thing, it will be very easy to design your teaching learning path along with co constructing it with your students. So, yes, I would say that whatever you plan it with your learners. Look into what they are passionate about. Knowing your learner is the key to inquiry, it is the key to the process of inquiry. Because when you come back to the inquiry process, you will understand the very first is understanding your learners. And then comes your setting all those essential questions, digging deep into the key concepts, looking at the learner profiles, looking at the lines of inquiry. First, you need to understand your learners through the four pillars of inquiry. These four pillars are beautifully designed, which can fall step by step into your entire unit of inquiry. First, when you start a unit under a theme, understand what they might be passionate about. Once they are ready with once they state they are passionate about this, they want to inquire about this, set the goals. How are they going to achieve it? What are the things they will need? Where will this goal take them? Let us understand somebody else, let us check somebody else in the past, have they researched in this way? How did they design their learning process? How it benefited them? How this backward designing helped them? So setting those protocols in the initial days of your teaching learning process will definitely benefit you. Coming back to again and again these four pillars with every unit you do with your learners would automatically help you to fix in the differentiation in your classrooms. Then I guess you will not struggle that what strategy should I use, what should I do, where should I check, where is the scope to fix the students agency, because your students agency starts from the very first day, from your theme itself, when you explore all the issues related to the theme and give them the opportunities to dig deep into their passion. So, with passion, with curiosity, with goals, and with new challenges, your inquiry is going to be wonderful, and they will own their own learning. They will be the partner in the teaching learning process. So, this was from my end, understanding how exactly the four pillars of inquiry help you to design the inquiry process. Whenever you sit with your team, sit with these four pillars, understand every unit, understand how exactly you are going to go ahead in your teaching learning process. Put these four pillars in, display it in your classrooms. Ask your learners to come back, reflect what are they passionate about, let them put their issues on that, what are their goals, let them set and put it on display. So now and then you can go back, and then later on towards the end of the unit you can reflect, was I able to achieve? If yes, how? If no, where were the loopholes? So in the next unit you can work over it. So yes, that was from my end, how exactly these four pillars help to drive the inquiry process.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of things about inquiry process and inquiry cycle. And I think we have a lot of audience in the session now. And if you have any questions from the participants, you can write in the chat box. We are going to ask with our speaker. And if you are interested to be a speaker in this YouTube channel, you can write your name, and we are going to share the form where you need to fill up, and then you will be a speaker someday. Okay. Okay. So we have one certificate for our speaker. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to show it. Just give me 1 second. Here is the certificate for Archana Mehra Miss. Miss Astafaran is going to share the PDF file to you through email, and I have one as well. Thank you, Miss. Thank you so much. And I'm going to share the link for fill up the Google form. I hope those who are interested, you can also um, um, fill up the form and know your interest. If you want to talk about any topic, you can write in the chat box. So, and there is one correction. The participants who have joined today, you can have the certificate as well. You just need to fill up the form. I'm going to give you the link right away. Just give me 1 second. Here is one exit ticket. You just need to fill up. I have given in the chat box, so you can have your own certificate as well. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.